Hey everybody. Today we are going to talk about angels. Specifically, do angels have feet? Do angels have feet? I'm sure you've thought about that many, many times. Well, it actually shows up in Jewish tradition. You see, there's no question that the Torah perspective is a belief and an awareness of malachim, of angels. It's in the Chumash. There are angels that come to Avraham, a few different angels, to different purposes. One to tell him he's going to have a child the following year, another to destroy Sodom, etc. So there's definitely angels appear all the time in the Chumash. But even in our tefillah, in our prayer, when we get to the Kedusha, the part where we repeat the Shemona Esrei, and it's a very, very meaningful, significant part, and when we say the words Kadosh, 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 we kind of go up on our feet. And the reason we do that is based on a verse in the prophet Ezekiel where he has this vision of God and angels and such. And it refers to there, when he sees this, he says, V'raglechem regel yeshara, that their feet were a straight line, like 1 foot. And so the idea is that it was almost like fused in a certain sense, that there might be angels that look like humans, like that came to Avraham and have normal feet. But in this vision of Ezekiel that we mimic during our tefillah, during our prayer, they seem to have kind of like 1 foot. Very nice. So what's this supposed to teach? Like, what are we supposed to glean from this? Because I've heard this many, many, many years. They didn't really give much thought to it. Sounds esoteric, figured, it's otherworldly stuff. What's it got to do with me on a pragmatic, practical level? Until I came across a video about tutorial in serving in tennis. You know, I see these videos all the time, and I try and up my game and better my game and watch them and mimic what they do. And sometimes they help, a lot of times they don't. I don't put in enough time, but let's not talk about my tennis game. But there's one video, the professional, what he was showing was the difference when the person serves. And he had the video behind him, and he shows when his legs are apart as opposed to when the legs are close together when he serves. And he's showing that when they're together, you can have more power when you recoil and you serve when your feet are together as opposed to if they're apart. I went out to the court, I took my basket of balls and I tried it, and I found it was a little bit helpful. And I'll tell you what helped me about it is when my feet were closer together, I wasn't like moving around, but it helped me like focus more on the ball. And I think that is one of the lessons we need to glean from this. You know, when the feet are together, and it's very, very reflective of what an angel is. Because the word in Hebrew, malach, angel, the idea is that they have one job. That's it. Angels, according to Jewish tradition, are the opposite of today's multitaskers, doing many, many different things all at the same time. No, that's not the idea in Judaism. A malach has one purpose, one job, one focus. And so therefore it makes sense to have the feet together. They're not going all over the place. They're together so they could focus on what they're supposed to do. Just like like I said, it helped me focus in my serve when I wasn't all over the place and my feet were closer together. This is a very, very crucial lesson in our day and age. Because let's face it, we are faced with all kinds of distractions, all kinds of stuff that could pull us all over, the phone right in front of us. We just saw an article this week, and they have a series about a couple that are retiring. And one of the things that one of the guys was writing about, that he's complaining about, is now that he's retired, he has so much more time, he finds he fritters it away. So much time with his phone. Because he doesn't have as many tasks and things and deadlines that he's got to do. He's got all this extra time. So what does he do? A lot of times he says he finds himself, you know how it is when you look at your phone, you look at one YouTube, you look something up, and that leads to this thing and this thing. You go down this rabbit hole, and 2.5 hours later, you wonder, like, where did all my time go? It's like, oh my gosh, it's 11:30. I better get to bed. So today, more than any other time, we need to kind of inculcate this. And again, so what we say in the tefillah, we say kadosh, kadosh, kadosh. Holy, holy, holy. We're mimicking, we're saying what the Navi, what the prophet saw the angels were saying in their praise of God. And in their praise of God, their focus is only one thing. They're not all over the place. They're not here, there, and everywhere. Even though they might have angels, they might have wings or don't have wings. We'll leave that for another time. But they're focused, completely focused on one thing. And so that could perhaps be our mantra that we need to get in our head so we don't get distracted all the time. Kadosh, kadosh, kadosh. Holy, holy, holy. Focus on what's important, what's godly, what's moral, what's true, what's meaningful. That should be our mantra, especially in our day and age, like I said, where we can just get pulled all over the place. And it'll be self-fulfilling, because if we do that and we remain focused on what's important, then we will attain holiness, much the way angels do in their service of the Almighty of God. Have a good Shabbat.